Shalom, Kol Holo Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Raha Hakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. My name is Barad Debal, coming to you from the GMS campus, Indianapolis. And to all those listening and learning to you, I say Shalom. Especially to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Today, or at least at this point, just had a few thoughts on some things that I was scrolling through and noticed. And, of course, trying to think of a title for it. And it's a little bit difficult, but, I mean, we're in perilous times. And so at some point, I'll have an idea as far as what I will call it. But I just want to bring this to understanding, because we're in the time of Jacob's trouble, and that time is going to only increase. We also know that with all the policies and changes that Trump is actually doing, the executive orders, it's going to just only bring more tension among nations, among the people, and it's just going to be complete chaos all over the earth. But the one thing that I want to bring to mind is just something that I noticed. The Lord put in my spirit to look it up, and I just started scrolling through, because it was based off one video that I seen. But I started scrolling through, and I noticed there was been an influx of unaliving and taking themselves out. I speak that way for those who happen to watch the videos, because, you know, the Men of the Lord videos seem to be targeted and checked and taken away. So there's been an influx, and I'm going to go through. I got a few scriptures, but I'm going to go through and scroll through some videos and maybe click on one or two. And then again, hopefully that lesson is edifying. The main thought is, you know, we're in a time where people that don't have the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they're going to do some of the most egregious and ungodly things. Like, for example, most recently within the week, it was a so-called, from the looks of it, she looked like an Edomite woman. She actually had two baby daddies, 4 children, by one and 2 by another, and she unalived 3 of the 4. Tried doing all 4, but 3 of the 4 so-called did not make it, and then she put the gun on herself and took herself out. And so this morning, I actually looked into it, and the Lord just put it on my spirit to go further into it. So before I get that, let me get this scripture here. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verses 16 and 18. Actually, I'm going to get 15. Okay, it says, "See then that we walk circumspectly." Circ is to look around, inspectly is to watch. So we should be looking around. We should be on point. Meaning, the first time I heard that for real, as far as the truth, is Apostle Ricard, you know, and of course our elders as well. But understanding, you know, is like being on point, being on watch. Okay, we can't just be lolly-dolly into everything. We gotta be, when we go out into the world, we have to be on point. When we amongst even our family members, those who we think we most closest to, we gotta be on point, circumspect, not as fools. Fools don't believe. It said the fools have said in his heart they don't believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. but as wise, those who believe in the Lord, right? It says redeeming the time because the days are evil. We're at evil time. We're redeeming the time, right? We're asking, we're putting ourselves in a position that the Lord, understanding that we're in a position that we could be taken out at any point. But the Lord has given us this truth. And so now we have to put ourselves that much further into understanding the grace and the mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? And we must walk as wise. Next verse, it says, wherefore, be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Most High is. So for us in this truth, we understand to do this, to keep his ways to the best of our ability, and to teach this truth. Verse 18, and be not drunk in wine, where is in excess. So you get like physical wine, but then also you get yourself caught up into other doctrines and philosophies, right? And they get you pulled out this truth. But be filled with the Spirit. So we want to be filled with the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. So that's one scripture there. Now let's go into something else. Let's get this in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 35. It says, for I am come. Actually, no, let's get a few videos. So I talked about it. First video, as you can see, was new about the as you can see it here. I'm gonna click it. Let's see how long that is.
Tonight, a little girl
it's 2 minutes.
The only survivor of a murder-suicide carried out by her
it.
biological mother in Wyoming.
The girl also has ties to Utah. News specialist Garna Mejia is live from Primary Children's Hospital, where this.
Now, this is 3 of the 4 of what I spoke about earlier. Okay, so here we go.
Girl is in critical condition. Garna.
This little girl came from a blended family. Her mother and stepfather living up in Wyoming, her father and stepmother down here in Utah. Tonight, everyone coming together to rally around her in the midst of this tragedy.
By all accounts, these two sisters, Braylee and Olivia Blackmer, were the closest of friends.
They were just giggly and cute, and like I said, they always held hands.
9-year-old Braylee and 7-year-old Olivia split their time between Utah with their father and stepmother, Quinn and Caitlin Blackmer, and their new baby half-brother, and living in Byron, Wyoming with their mother, stepfather, and 2 toddler-aged half-sisters. On Monday, deputies say the girl's 32-year-old mother shot all 4 of her daughters before shooting herself. Olivia, the only survivor, was flown to Primary Children's Hospital, where she is fighting for her life.
They've got her.
We'll stop there. So you can see this is the topic of discussion. Okay, and so then just scrolling through, it says new about Facebook, as you can see, in Chesapeake. Okay, and then there's the mother and the 3 of the children, and actually it's something because this isn't the one that I was actually referencing. This was 2 days ago. There was actually a mother who had 2 fathers, of course, of her 4 children, and she took out 3 of the 4 and herself. Look at this. It says. Bodies seen in Facebook Live on local, as you can see. Son in custody. That's not what I want. So I'm going to scroll up here. In NYPD, woman and man, as you can see, unalived and alleged, as you can see, in Bushwick. All right. 3 weeks ago, family of 4 in Pennsylvania, as you can see. And I'm going to keep saying that because, again, we just want to make sure that we are, I'm going to click on this.
We're looking for 200 homeowners interested in getting a new concrete coating. These coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy.
First at 4, tragedy in a local neighborhood. Police say a father killed his wife and 2.
See the nationality? All right. Now, it's many of Jake, but the Lord talked about that a lot of these curses was going to transfer or go over into the enemy. So the father, right?
Young children before turning the gun on himself.
It's a story that has shocked both investigators and the community and is leaving everyone asking, how could this happen?
It's been unfolding all day in Ruffsdale, Westmoreland County. That's where Krista Rose is gathering details from investigators.
It was a sad morning in Hempfield Township as 4 people were found dead inside their home because of an apparent murder-suicide. It all happened around 11:30 p.m. on Thursday night. State police were dispatched to this home along Keck Lane in Ruffsdale after a grandfather went to do a well-being check on his daughter and her family after she stopped responding to his phone calls. What the man found was his daughter, his son-in-law, and their 2 children shot to death in their home.
Okay, that's enough there. So one thing that you're going to notice because one of the videos, several actually videos, when you notice that there's been an influx. And I've noticed, like, in the videos I'm scrolling through, they so-called Edomites, or well, not so-called white man, which they look like Edomites. They could be Israelites, but because, again, it's not about physical appearance. It's about the spirit. But so I've been seeing this, and the one thing that they tend to go into in many of these, when it deals with those that look of a nation outside of a so-called black man, Hispanic, or Native Indian, they start to say, oh, well, what was the mental state? I see that they are having not physical, but mental issues. Oh, they were being bullied. They seem to find excuses for their circumstance or to justify why they did what they did. There was a video that I came across where just here in Indianapolis, where just up the road, Mooresville, young girl, 18, she actually for a whole year meditated on going into her school in Mooresville and actually opening fire on as many people as she could. And the first thing they went into was she didn't get the help that she needed, that she had mental illness, that she reported that she was having issues. Now, those things could be true, but if it was a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, the story would be completely different. And these are the things that the elect of the nation of Israel, those who are truly sincere, must consider when they see these things, because the news and those who run it, the banks, the high elite, top elite, they are the accuser of the brethren. So they're going to find ways to, when it's a so-called black man, for example, he gets unalived in the street by police, or something may happen outside of authorities, they'll find ways to show, instead of maybe he had mental illness, they'll go into more of his criminal history. Oh, he was into drugs, and he was a drug user. He was an abuser of his spouse. They'll go into the more of his domestic, like the things that he did criminally. Whereas when it comes to the other nations, they'll go into more of a soft way of approach and say, hey, there was things that kind of led them to the point of what they were doing. Hopefully you get what I'm saying from this. Let's go. Let's see what else. This is actually what I found, and it brought me to the point of the topic. This particular video right here.
We do have some breaking news out of Maryville. 2 people are dead after a shooting at a gas station there. Officers were called to this Luke station just before 10 this morning after reports of gunfire. Witnesses say a man walked in, then shot the female clerk several times. She died at this scene, and that man was found dead just steps from the door. Investigators are calling this a domestic situation and say there is no threat to the public.
Now, as you can see, this was a day ago. When I open up my YouTube, it's the first thing that I seen. And so I went into Just look at some of the statements. It says, my prayers to the family. Why? Maryville, South Gary. No threat to the public. Like this is a normal thing now. See? People are looking and they're seeing that this is happening a lot. Okay? Though that may have been sarcastically speaking. All right? Just sad. Sending prayers and heartfelt thoughts to their family. Need more abuse and mental awareness. So as you can see, all right, these are just a few. Bringing at the bottom, bringing Section 8 to Indiana. So, here's another one. It says, keep scrolling. All right, so let me get this scripture. We're going to end it here. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 35. It says, I am not come to set a man at variance. Excuse me. Let me read that again. Let me go one verse up. Think not that this is Matthew 10, verse 34. Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. This is Yahushua. I come not to send peace, but a sword. So everybody has it totally misconstrued as to the reason of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And the sword, not only is it a killing instrument, but it brings division. It slices through. Okay, it says, "For I am come to set man at variance against his father, the daughter against her mother, and the daughter against, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." It says, "A man's foe shall be they of his own house." So you starting to see that a man's foe, which goes into an enemy, is those of their own house. So many people are coming home. You're outside and you're dealing with things out in your workplace, whether you are a man or a wife, husband, wife, man, woman. You have children, and then you come home and you can't even sit down and relax and rest because those that are within your household have demons and certain things that are plaguing them, whether it be whatever the situation may be that may cause you to lose your life within the household. So these are things that it's just a cautionary, a thought. I'm not going to make it a cautionary tale video, but it's just some things to think about. So I'll end it there. Hopefully it's edifying unto the elect body of the true believers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Before I end, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Raha HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. And to all those listening and learning to you, I say, Shalom.